What's up, everybody? You know who I am. I've got a friend over here with me today. This is David Kelly. We used to call him Lil D in college.
Not
that
funny.
is whatever you want that to mean. Before we get into today's video, we've got an interesting one for you, but we started a new YouTube channel, and this is another business channel. This is something that we teamed up on, and we're going to be pushing out a bunch of content on. And it's mainly designed for people in the contracting industry. So, concrete guys,
Flooring guys, roofing guys, trim carpenters, everybody that works with their hands, essentially.
Yep. And you guys know that I do internet marketing. So that's what this business is, internet marketing for people in those industries.
Right.
Website design, Facebook ads, all that stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, please check it out. Go subscribe. I'm going to put a link in the description. And even if it's not interesting to you guys, go subscribe anyway, because we're going to give $25 to someone who subscribes over the next 72 hours. So if you're watching this video, just go subscribe. Takes 30 seconds of your time, and most likely we're only going to get, 50 people headed over there. So you got a pretty good chance.
If that, your chances are pretty good.
Yeah. So that is Contractor Marketing, guys. Just search it. You'll find it. Okay, guys. So today's video is going to be a little interesting. David here has been lifting in the gym since high school. How long have you been at it, sort of?
I started my freshman year of high school, which has been a solid 10 years now. It's been a decade.
That's crazy. Yeah, so he started freshman year. I started about halfway through sophomore year. So it's been quite a while for both of us, actually, but he got in a little sooner. David, have you ever taken any sort of PEDs?
I just want to get this out there. Lane's dying to make jokes about how small I am.
No, I'm not. I'm not that type of person.
He's dying. What was that?
Have you ever taken any type of PEDs, performance enhancing drugs?
No, I have not.
All right, so David over here, lifetime Natty. Today's video, we're just going to be kind of going through some of the different viewpoints here. On this channel, we talk a lot about SARMs. We talk a lot about PEDs. A lot of you guys are interested in SARMs. That's why you watch this. A lot of you guys are on SARM cycles, even though a lot of you probably shouldn't be. So we're going to be kind of just looking at some of the different viewpoints of people, bringing in someone who hasn't ever taken SARMs and who never plans on taking SARMs. First of all, are you against SARMs or steroids?
Well, define against. Do you mean legally? Do you mean...
I mean, if everything was legal, are you against them? Do you think that, why wouldn't you take those? Why wouldn't you take SARMs?
Well, first of all, it's not a legality thing. I think if you want to be able to take SARMs or virtually any type of performance-enhancing drug, you should be able to do that.
Okay.
I don't think it should be a matter of what the government says you can or cannot do. But as far as me taking them personally, I just don't see the point for somebody like me who, I'm a businessman. I have a small business. I'm a pretty simple guy, and I'm not dying to just be massive. I'm 5'8", 175 pounds. I'm not a real jack dude. If I were to take my shirt off, the words dad bod might come to mind, but I'm okay with that. So
yep.
I'll take this big guy here. He doesn't think so, but
it's not happening. It's not happening. Let's take it outside, man. All right. So, but you used to consider taking steroids. I remember that.
Yeah.
We at least talked about it, So what do you think changed?
So I think for me it was just really a level of priorities. Freshman year of college, I was big into lifting. It was probably my favorite thing to do. I went every day of the week. Big into the powerlifting movements, I guess. Squatting all the time, deadlifting way too much.
Yeah. I remember this dude deadlifted. It was 405, right?
Yeah, I did 405.
Yeah.
And I was 165 pounds then.
Freshman year of college, we had a deadlifting competition. He deadlifted 405, 4 plates on each side at 165 pounds. So pretty good deadlift for weighing so little and being so young.
It was my one decent lift. I don't think my bench ever broke 240.
Yeah.
My squat, let's not even talk about it. No.
So he brings up an important point for a lot of you guys who are in high school still watching this or in early college. And just like I've said a million times before on the channel, if you guys have only been lifting for a few years, or if you're below 21, 22, you really have no business at all in even thinking about taking SARMs or thinking about taking steroids. Reason being is your hormonal systems aren't fully developed, right? So he said, freshman year of college, his priorities were basically just to be jacked, to be in the gym. That was his favorite thing to do, right? But we're 5-6 years later, and his priorities are completely different. They've changed, right? So you don't want this might be taking it to an extreme level, but it's like what people say about suicide, right? What is suicide? Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem, right? So you guys right now, you're young, some of you, and you might be considering taking some of these things, right? They could have permanent effects to your temporary mindset, right? They could have permanent effects on your body for a mindset that you might only have for the next couple of years, right? Your priorities might change. You might not want to be super jacked or anymore, right? Some of you will, right? Some of you will. You'll take stuff and you'll take that for the rest of your life maybe, and that's up to you guys. But like I've said many times before, you have to think about the long-term game. You don't want to be taking something that's going to screw your hormonal system up when you're 18, and then for the rest of your life you got to deal with those issues, right? So that's a good point that David brings up.
Yes. So I'd kind of like to add to that. As men, we're always looking for something to prove ourselves, especially in the late teenage years and into your early 20s for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not placing myself as the epitome of a man, but you don't really know who you are before you're 20 years old.
Yeah. And
like Lane said, permanent effects, and you're still growing then. It's just until you really know who you are. If you're 25, I'm not quite 25, I'll be 25 this year, and you still want to take them, maybe think about it then.
Yeah, because by the time you get 21, 22, 23, most guys have already fully matured as far as their hormonal systems and all of that stuff. Your hormones are balanced out. You're probably maxed out on what your testosterone is going to be, they say, around 21, 22, and it's just kind of a slow decline around there. So yeah, it's really just not something to even consider until you're above 21, in my opinion. So I got to give my honest opinion on this stuff.
Lane got into them about 18. As a result, his penis has shrank from 4 inches to 2 inches.
I did not get in them around 18. I was about 21 when I took my first SARM cycle. So David has no idea what he's talking about. And remember, he had the nickname Lil D in college.
I think a lot of guys find themselves in the gym because they think women are into super jack guys. And some women are very much into super jack guys, but that should not be your reason for taking steroids. You do not want to be trying to get massive to impress women. It's probably going to work to a certain extent, but see how happy you are with your decisions once you get married.
Right. And that's the thing about almost anything in life, right? You look at your motives for things, and if you're doing this because you want to look good for this person, you're doing this because you want to impress this person or do this, whatever it is, I think you'll determine in the end that really your motives have to be for internal reasons, right? You have to want to do things because somehow, some way, you're internally driving yourself to do that. And that is where I think a lot of the motivation should come from, is internal reasons. It's not bad to have external reasons, that things that push you to do something in the short term, but like David said, trying to impress a girl or trying to impress anyone, and that's your reasons for taking steroids or SARMs, not a good reason, right? And you look at some of the guys who are open about their ped use in bodybuilding today, like Calvin Von Moger. He says that unless you have a really legitimate reason, unless you are really trying to make bodybuilding your career, there's no reason to take steroids. He said the possible side effects of it, it's just not worth it for the average gym person trying to get big, right? You could hop on a low cycle of testosterone that you get prescribed from a doctor, and most likely you're going to look how you want to look, right? So that's just kind of what it is. You have to weigh the risk and the rewards. And again, please check out that new channel that we have going on. I'm still going to be doing this one, obviously. That's just kind of another avenue that we're going with this. It's called Contractor Marketing, guys. Go sub to that. We're going to be giving away $25. You probably have a 1 in 50 chance of winning, maybe even better than that.
Better.
Right? So go check it out, sub. We're going to put the link in the description. 1 in 50 or better chance at winning $25 if you subscribe within the next 72 hours. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that sub button on my channel, hit that like button on this video, and we'll see you next time.